Yo guys, Theo here, Uncommon Sense. It's raining a little bit, but man, do I have a story to tell you today. Last night, someone that I know fairly well tried to kill themselves, tried to end their own life. And I had met this person just days before, and I'm gonna tell you, well, without the attempted suicide part, the first part might seem kind of comical, kind of funny, but it's not so fun with the whole story together. So this is how it happened. So a few days ago, I'm doing my thing. It's a nicer day. I'm walking back and forth, barefoot in the grass, in the sun, you know, and then two guys I know go by on these e-scooters that, of course, I resent them for. No, I'm just kidding, but I will make a video about how everyone using an e-scooter is a loser. But yeah, they come by and see me, and so my one friend is like, yeah, you should talk to, let's call him Carl for this story. You should talk to Carl. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, yeah, well, I've kind of come to a conclusion that I like dudes too. And I'm like very skeptical, like, really? Like how? How did that happen? And he's like, yeah, well, it started when I was a kid, you know, you put stuff up your butt and stuff. I'm like, he sounds so, because his whole attitude is so, you know, Eeyore, you know, I messed up, and he says this, you know, and you know, I can tell he's a degenerate. He's done a bunch of drugs. It's just, you know, how you start looking at more intense porn, you know. He's done the same with the drug of sex, you know. It's gotten more deep into it, and I promise you, like, there are a bunch of dudes that have put stuff up their butt that are not gay. Someone watching right now, you're thinking to yourself like, you know, yeah, but okay. So I start talking to him, and he is like, the funny thing is, I've told a story about this guy before when I was very proud of him, and he had like kind of started getting his life together. But apparently he had started hanging out with some dope heads again, and just dropped the ball with training and everything completely. And yeah, so I keep talking to him, and he goes on like, yeah, so many bad thoughts in here. It's just dumb stuff. And it's like, it's very interesting because he comes back to the bad thoughts, and it's very interesting. You're gonna see why, because he's so aware that he has bad thoughts, but he still can't help himself but to be completely part of the act as though as they're all real, you know. So I start, you know, this is my thing. I help people get better. I used to be, well, not that bad as this guy, to be honest, but in a very bad spot, and I fixed it. And now my mission here is to do it to everyone else. So I just start talking to them, like, do this, get back to the training. You like the training, so that's the easy part. You start with that. Try to watch your diet, try to watch your sleep, you know. And he's taking drugs, obviously. So I'm like, take a few days. He is on vacation, so he doesn't have to work, you know. And I'm like, take a few days, do whatever you need to do to get sober, just get through it, you know. And then you start with the training, You keep going with this, and I tell him that if you have any questions when you do this, you can reach out to me. I'll help you. If you want to work even closer with me, you can even hire me, you know, like, do that. And he's like super thankful. He's like, yeah, thanks, man. Like, super appreciative. And yeah, I need to fix this. I need to change. And we go on. And then after a while, he looks at me and he's like, so what are you up to now? I'm like, up to now? Well, I'm chilling in the sun a bit, and then I'm going to have a call. I say, why? He's like, oh, and I can like see where this is going, but I play dumb, you know. And he's like, but do you maybe want to go inside and like try? And I'm like, try what? And he's quiet for a few seconds and it's like, no, that's not good. That's not good. And I'm like, dude, bro, are you seriously asking me to have gay sex with you after all we just talked about? You seem to agree with everything. You seem to understand everything. And now you're asking me for gay sex? Do I look like I'm gay? Fucking fly! Oh, why? Why am I so interesting to this fucking insect? Okay. Anyway, so, but the funny thing is, you know, I don't care about if even, you know, I'm not like, do you think I'm gay? Oh, I'm so hurt, you know, I don't give a shit about this. I'm like, dude, did you even hear anything I was saying? Like, and I realized how bad it is. This is what I meant. Like, he was fully aware that his mind is playing tricks on him and stuff, but when you can just distinguish it in between, and then he just goes into one of these thoughts, right? And so I just kind of brush it off. We laugh a little bit about it, like, dude, you're fucking crazy, you know? And I keep telling you, no, start with getting sober, like take a few days to sleep it off, start going to the gym again. You like that, you do that easily, la 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 la. We talk about doing this. And I will still, I say, you can still, even though what you just said, you can ask me for help, you know? And he's like, yeah, thanks. And he starts like, no, I'm such a failure. And like he stands, it's you know, it's hard, tough, difficult to look at. A person that's just so tiny. He's this scrawny guy standing there like with his posture, all like, I'm such a mess. Like, why can't I change? You know, something like this. And I try to tell him, you know, it's all good, man. It's all good. It can be fixed. I promise you. It doesn't feel like you do all this. Talk about it. And I've been thinking during these days, like I should probably write down a little plan to this guy, see what he's up to. You know, to be honest, always with these kind of people, you know, I want to help them, but you know, I can't quit the drugs for them, right? I can't start training for them. I can't do everything for them. So, you know, I always assume that they're not going to do anything to change their life, you know. But I'll, you know, it's the attract, don't chase thing again. I can't use force. I can't force him to change, but I'll put it out there, you know. Here's my hand. If you grab it, you know, we can do this. That's how you should do, by the way. Like, don't try. Someone who's unwilling or unable to change, well, you can, you know, you can try and figure out where they're at. But as soon as you see that, you know, you have to let it go. You'll just end up ruining yourself too. Like, you'll be miserable putting effort in and they don't do anything, you know. But so I'm thinking, yeah, I should probably at least send him a little plan. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And then today, the other guy who was with us there, he, like I text him about something else, and he's like, yeah, Carl tried to kill himself last night. And I'm like, you know, it's shocking always to hear that it's gone that far for someone, but you know, it's not surprising at all. I looked at this guy, he's such a mess. Such a mess. He doesn't know anything but temporary pleasure, you know. He's feeling like crap, and he's just looking for kicks, you know, through drugs. And I know he's been kind of a sex degenerate too, and now apparently even more so. Like, you know, because I don't believe that he's like gay or bi, really. I don't, he's just, you know, widened what, like, he is acceptable to do, for him to do sexually, you know. Like, yeah. So, yeah, he's such a degenerate, and he did this. Like, degenerate, and I say this with love, you know, it's just the truth, you know. I know there might be some guys watching that know who this person is and know of this thing happening, and I know it is kind of funny that he would ask me that and stuff, but please don't give him too much shit about this yet, at least, you know. Like, hopefully, like he jumped from a bridge, this guy, and apparently survived. I don't know how bad, like, obviously he must have broken things and stuff. I don't know how bad it is, but you know, hopefully this was the wake-up call he needed. Like, when he did survive that, now he got that near-death experience. And that's like, you know, for me with the panic attacks was when that was what I needed to truly start changing, you know. So let's just hope that he finds gratitude. Now, when he can be in the hospital and like get clean of the drugs and heal from this and realize that, shit, I'm lucky. Yeah, maybe it isn't too late to change and all of that. So, you know, yeah, again, like, don't give this guy shit. He doesn't want to be this way. He isn't really that way. And when I say he doesn't want to be this way, I don't even mean gay, you know. I mean all over the way he is right now. Completely lost, not knowing anything except external pleasure. I'll take drugs. I'll have sex. I'll even have sex with men, because that's better than nothing, right? Kind of that. Like, he doesn't want to be this, like this. So let's help him get over it. Let's guide this guy. And let's hope this thing he went through now, or what he goes through now after trying to end his life, let's hope it is the perspective he needed to change. But so the final little point here, this is obviously a real story about something that happened, but I want you to know everyone can change. Look, I was borderline suicidal. I never jumped from the bridge, but I was in the spot there with panic attacks that I thought that if this keeps going, you know, I can't live like this. It's too much. I can't live like this. I can't. Whatever am I going to do? I'm probably, most likely going to have to kill myself at some point. I'm probably starting the last few months of my life now. I really thought that. And not only did I overcome it, I'm more happy than ever. And fucking look at me, you know. Like, not everyone has to become like this necessarily, but more like this. And you can find purpose and meaning in your life. And actually, it's many times these things. Now what he has gone through and trying to kill himself, but surviving a near-death experience, it's often what we need to get perspective and find gratitude. So, you know, I'm not telling you if you're depressed or anything, not attempt a suicide to feel better. It's not the point. It's not the point. But I'm telling you, this would be my dream, actually, to reach someone who is in that spot that they're even thinking about suicide, but make you realize before you try to kill yourself, or before something like the panic attacks happened to me. Please understand that just start with this, start improving, start moving. Like think of how you live your life right now. You're gonna see that it's not that strange that you feel this way, that you're so miserable and think about ending your life. Just start this. Start going to the gym. I don't care what you do. Start training, start some kind of routine and keep improving on it. Start thinking about how you can make your diet better. You don't have to go on a ridiculously clean diet immediately, but just take these steps. Start prioritizing sleep more. I know that before I got all those panic attacks and stuff, I felt like I needed a bunch of sleep. I still couldn't keep myself from just being up, doing bullshit things on the internet, watching meaningless YouTube clips. And not necessarily meaningless, but you see what I'm saying. This is not something I have to sleep, you know. Start prioritizing these things. See how you think these are all physical things, but you're going to see how you're going to feel less anxious and everything all over. And I'd really start meditating. Do Jesse Lee Peterson's silent prayer. I put it in the description. Start like this guy. He was aware that he had many evil thoughts, but he couldn't help but live in them, you know. But you can be able to watch them. You can be able to, you get these things like, oh, maybe I'll have gay sex with this guy. But you can see it and be like, no, this is not good. Like, obviously, you can stand outside it, you know. You can learn this. So please, do these steps. You don't have to kill yourself. No one has to. No one is doomed to be like, no matter how tough your situation is right now, you're not doomed to this. It can get better, and you can make it better. Yeah. Please, don't let it go that far, like with this guy. Don't do what Carl did. Don't end up having to try and jump from a bridge. Don't end up having panic attacks. You can do something before it. Please, please. I don't want to tell you, I told you so about this. I want you to figure it out right now. So I'll end the video here, guys. Please leave a comment. Do you know any person like this? Have you been in a spot like this? Let me know. I respond to all comments, guys. Tell me your stories. I appreciate it when you share. And if you don't share, just put something, algorithm comment. It helps more people find the channel, so very much appreciated. All likes and comments. So do that, and please subscribe for more content about mental health, physical health. It's all intertwined, you know. Self-improvement, becoming an awesome person who doesn't want to kill themselves. Okay? I'll see you later, guys. Peace.